Okay. We're right in. We're right in.
We're right in. Welcome to episode 5 of stayfhomekins. Oh, yeah.
God. I thought it was like episode 73.
I know.
Isn't it great?
I know. This is one of those days where it feels like a really long time.
Yeah.
This day lasted a long time.
I thought it was every day because every day to me.
Some days are over in the blink of an eye.
That's true. I guess we busy ourselves. We busy ourselves
with this and that. The comings and goings of human beings.
Oh my God. Well, I hope everyone is doing okay.
We fret and strut our hour upon the stage.
Oh my God. Wow. We're having a play. Paul's doing, is that a Shakespeare thing?
You're the one with a degree.
I know. Isn't that funny? That I don't know.
Yeah.
All the world's a stage and all the men and women merely players.
Yeah.
By the way, that's Shakespeare's and, those are the parts for the guys. Here's my problem with a drama degree. Mm-hmm. You study the classics. Guess who gets to do everything? The dudes. And, yes, okay, there's some great female roles or whatever. But if you're going by sheer numbers.
Yeah, comparatively. What's so funny about that is that it used to be all men playing the parts.
Yes.
So it's not just that, they don't write great parts for women. They don't write great parts for men.
For the men playing the women. Because
just
it was
the idea of women.
Because it was like the reflection of society.
Yeah, of course.
That was like men's understanding.
Who wants to hear a woman talk for such a long time?
And, to be fair, some of the female parts ended up, like, they would dress up as guys in them.
Mm-hmm. What?
Like, if you're a Shakespearean performer.
Yes, you're talking, now we're past Shakespeare's day.
No, I'm not past Shakespeare's day. What I'm saying
we're still back there.
Yes, I'm saying there are some notable female roles where the female would dress as a male and parade around as a male.
Oh, in the role itself.
Correct.
Yes. Exactly. So you have
a man playing
a woman
playing a man.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that was like hilarious, like more hilarious.
Well, I'm kind of cracking up thinking about it.
Oh my God, you know what you're reminding me of? Oh my God, these headsets are itching my scalp really bad. You know what you're reminding me of?
No.
That scene in the movie The Secret where they're like, you can like wish your cancer away or something, and
I forgot they made a movie of The Secret.
Isn't that right? And then they like show someone watching Charlie Chaplin, and they're like, they're like alone.
Yes.
They're like alone, but
Yes.
LOLing. They're LOLing at like a Chaplin, which, by the way, none of it makes sense. Number one, you can't wish your cancer away. Number two,
that never should have been a movie.
It was like a.
It's not just you can't.
No,
wish
it's like a propaganda.
It's not just
film.
that you can't wish your cancer away. It's that it's not your fault if you get cancer. That was the dark side of The Secret was.
Oh, there's a dark side.
Yes, is that any misery we have in our lives, we have brought that on.
Right,
ourselves.
because nature is neutral. It is not.
Yes.
There is no like coronavirus or whatever doesn't exist because man is bad or whatever, and man is good and man is bad. Man, it's both. It's always everything, both at the same time. Anyway, my point is, I don't know what. You were making me, when you said you were laughing thinking about a man playing a woman, that made me think of that moment in The Secret. Because I think what happened was it in The Secret or is it what the bleep? Whatever. To me, they're like the same movie.
That's right. I forgot about that one. We didn't see all of that, right? Didn't we
Nicole,
bail on that?
Yeah, my friend Nicole is going to be mad at me because I think anyway, my point is, I think
Nicole, we gave it a shot.
I saw The Secret one with you, and you were
we saw the trailer.
And you were like furious. You're like, no one laughs at Chaplin in modern day or whatever.
Furious is strong. But the idea that someone by themselves watching
LOLing
a Charlie Chaplin movie,
silent film in modern times
is cracking up.
Something is weird and wrong, right?
Yeah. And it's not, look,
There was a directorial choice.
Yes.
A directorial choice.
Buster Keaton, Charlie
also,
Chaplin.
Maybe that was like free, like Danny Boy. Like you don't have to pay to show that clip.
I don't know if that's public domain. I don't know.
Buster Keaton, yes, they
But
were funny. They were of their time.
They were funny. They were of their time. I've had people say like, no, if you watch Buster Keaton now, it's legitimately funny. Mm-hmm. And I would say for what makes me actually laugh out loud, which is more stuff in life than it is in art.
Okay.
Like it takes a lot for me. I really have to be taken by surprise, I think, because I just think too much about the formula of it.
Okay.
I tend to not like jokes as much as like character situations.
Same.
If I'm watching a comedy, because the math of the joke, I just feel like I get the math and the rhythm and all that stuff. So I just there's no way I'm gonna watch some
this is gonna be
black and white two-reeler
alone though
and be chortling alone.
Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Say you're watching something that does genuinely like tickle your funny bone alone. Mm-hmm. Are you sitting on the, like, I swear in my memory, like the actor doing this was like holding their belly. You know what I mean?
You might as well have been, yeah.
And like alone on the couch at night. Like, yeah. I mean, I have actually been, I think I can laugh. I think I laugh out loud alone. I think I've laughed out loud alone.
That's a really good question.
Yeah. No, I bet you have.
I'm sure that I have. I'm sure that I have. Like, I'm trying to think of shows that made me laugh out loud. Los Spookies made me laugh out loud.
Uh-huh.
That's such a great show.
I didn't see that, but you said it was great.
That's a good binge recommendation. But that was a very surprising show. And I think I did, because I watched it by myself. I think I did laugh out loud alone.
You did.
That's the rarest thing. Because I can watch a comedy, and enjoy it and still not laugh out loud.
Sure.
And say that was very good.
I could watch Buster Keaton or Charlie Chaplin and enjoy. I mean, like, I find, okay, that's interesting. It would be interesting to find, like, to observe yourself alone to see if you are a laugh out loud alone.
I also think
I've
sleep study?
I've like giggled.
So they put a camera in your enclosure and make you watch stuff?
Well, I might be filming you, like, when we're allowed to go out in the world again. Mm-hmm. I might have, like, secret nanny cams set up so I can watch you and see if you laugh out. And then I'll get back to everyone in 8 years.
Were you already planning this?
No, it's so stupid.
That's why you have the nanny cams, just to see if I laugh out loud when I'm by myself.
I don't know why. Okay, this is not the thread I wanted us to even be going down. Like, there was some other, like, I started this conversation and I forgot. Like, I wanted to. Oh, you did too?
Yeah. I know this is not what we intended to talk about.
No, we didn't even, well.
But it's not like you planned anything beforehand.
Listeners, we don't. We just, but I feel like, I know, we were talking about how long it felt or something.
Yes, that some days feel very long, some days feel very fast.
I just wanted to, but what I really wanted to get out there was that I hope everyone's doing okay.
I hope so too. Because
this is, like, it's been a stretch.
Yeah.
And it's
not over yet.
No, it's not. And we're all in this together, but we're apart, and it's weird.
Yeah, some people are more in it because they have jobs that require them to be more in it.
Yes.
Anyway,
yes.
let's not talk too much about that aspect. We all know. Thank you, everyone who has a job like that, whose job requires them to be there for us.
I mean, you're heroes. You're like first responder heroes.
That's exactly right. Let's talk about our day.
Okay. Wait, can I say one thing that made me laugh today?
Okay.
Okay. Our day ended up taking us around to places. We had to do some errands. We had to run some errands. And we were in my friend Aaron and Chris's neighborhood. And I was like, we're in your neighborhood. We're going to pull up outside your apartment building. And if you want to come out on the sidewalk and wave to us in the car, you know, we're coming by. And they're like, okay. So we did like a drive-by, and they came out because they were going to walk their dog and everything. And then we started having a conversation from far away, physically distanced. We were still in the car. They were on the sidewalk about their masks, about our masks, because we were all wearing cloth face coverings. And Krista pointed out that if I pull my mask down and then put it back up, then I might have touched technically, like I might have touched a contaminated surface. Right. And I said, oh, you mean a fomite? Because I had been reading about coronaviruses. And
quite a bit, one might say.
I'm kind of obsessed. And then everyone was like, looked at me like, what? And I was like, I took a coronavirus quiz yesterday. And then Paul said, oh, who'd you get?
Which one were
Which
you?
one were you? Sorry, which one?
What?
I'm sorry. I haven't been home for weeks.
We didn't break this down, by the way. What
didn't break it down.
coronavirus quiz did you take?
There was a coronavirus quiz.
Like asking you, how much do you know about coronavirus?
Yes.
Oh, God.
I did okay.
I bet
mean,
you did.
I didn't. I still got a couple wrong. Okay. But I might have gotten the fomite one wrong, and that's why I know what a fomite is, which is a contaminated inanimate object.
Right.
Or maybe it's what is on the anyway, you don't want fomites.
I don't want any of them.
Anyway, when you said what did you say? Which one are you?
Yeah.
Which one are you? That made me laugh. I'm sorry. I had to share.
Thank
I said
you.
I got COVID-17.
Well,
and then Krista said she was a Carrie.
Right.
It was a good bit.
Let's go back to earlier in the day.
Yes.
We both woke up too soon. We wanted to sleep later.
That's my life now.
Woke up before.
That's just my life
I set an
now.
alarm. Woke up before the alarm.
Oh, you set an alarm.
Yes.
What was going to happen?
I was going to wake up when the alarm went off. What was going to happen? I
didn't know about the alarm, you
chicken
guys.
was going to crow. That would cause a cat to kick a boot. Then a bowling ball knocks over a goldfish bowl. So we've both been having very weird dreams, and I think a lot of people are experiencing this, having very strange and very vivid dreams.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about dreams right now. So
Never.
Everyone relax. Everyone who's getting ready to fast forward.
That's private because
That's private because all our dreams are sex dreams. It's one of the reasons we got together. Never had a dream that wasn't a sex dream.
Oh my God.
So we're both feeling kind of weird beginning of the day, but we went to Here Comes the Cuckoo.
Okay.
Third member of our household.
Okay. Keep going. We need to put a mask on that cuckoo.
That would be.
I'm putting how tiny? It would first of all would have to be the tiniest.
No, first of all,
I mean,
we're the only ones who would ever see it because we can't have people over.
We could make a TikTok. I'm not on TikTok.
Our first TikTok. So, it was our friend Melissa's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Melissa!
Happy birthday, Melissa. Her husband Martin organized a surprise for her, which was to have friends come by in shifts in different windows of time. And then we talked via speakerphones
through the window
as they sat in their house, and we were on the other side.
It was like they were on the other side of the glass, like a prison. Like a prison visit where you pick up the phones. I've never visited a prison.
Never?
Have you?
No.
My friend Nicole has. She taught yoga to inmates.
That's very kind.
Yeah, she's good like that.
Hopefully we'll never have to visit a prison.
You know what one of my greatest fears is?
Going to prison?
Being framed for a crime that I didn't commit.
Yes. Being wrongfully accused and convicted of a crime.
That no one would believe.
Absolutely terrifying.
It is like It is. So it happens a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it happens a lot.
Yeah, it does.
It happens a lot.
Yeah. So we went there.
We're not talking about prison anymore.
I think we got it.
But put a pin in it because I want to talk about Michael.
Okay.
Michael Cohen. All right, go back.
Michael Cohen.
All right, go back. Oh, so we spoke through the glass.
Yes, and it was very nice. We had a very nice
visit. It was fun.
We showed up in our masks, which were we today we did bandanas. We just had bandanas tied around our faces.
About this.
Yes, just had bandanas tied around our faces. I decided for fun. I have a lot of hats. I was like, why don't I wear a fun hat to go over there for the birthday greeting?
And we were wearing sunglasses too because it was sunny.
Yeah. So I put on a cowboy hat, the very nice cowboy hat that I have. And when we got there, we called Martin, as we were instructed to do, to begin the visit. And he was on the phone with somebody else. And when he got off, he said, that was my neighbor across the street. And we saw this older woman.
Yeah.
We're also wearing a mask. She was putting her trash cans back, dragging them from the street to her yard.
It was like broad daylight.
Apparently she called because, as she put it,
so funny.
She thought we might be bandits.
I don't understand why she saw people wearing cloth face coverings as we are mandated to do in Los Angeles.
Here's what she probably
in
thought.
Broad daylight.
Yes. Here's what she probably thought. These people are taking advantage of the situation.
But I drive an electric car.
Because they're...
Like, what?
You could be a conscientious bandit.
The Green Bandits.
Oh, that's good. The Green Bandits is good. And we only steal recycling from people's houses. And we take it to our hideout to separate it.
I was so confused by the whole situation because I thought it was like a prank that I didn't think Martin was being like for serious, but he was. Like I had to ask like 3 times. I was like, wait a minute. Like I don't like she was wearing a mask. Also, like people were walking their dogs down this busy neighborhood street or whatever with like various cloth face coverings.
Yes.
Like it couldn't have been the first bandana that she'd seen.
First combo of bandana and cowboy hat. Also a man-woman bandit team. That's very progressive.
It drives
and I think romantic.
Drives electric. Committed. Climate activist bandits.
Is this supposed to be like an acronym?
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
You were saying it so deliberately.
I don't know. I'm happy.
It made me think it would spell something out.
I think Tito's should be our first sponsor. Tito's, if you're listening, I got a lot going on here.
Maybe explain to Tito's what that means. Make it sound positive.
I
got a lot going on here. Tito's, I got a lot going on here.
Tito's. All right, keep going. Tell.
So we had a lovely visit.
Yes.
Then we went to and check out Melissa's podcast, Web Crawlers.
Oh yeah,
which goes with Ali Siegel.
Speaking
of
Maria
Blasucci,
Earios Network, I have to plug that I am on.
It's the latest
episode of.
I want to get the title right, so I'm going to look at it.
Let's
talk with Lydia Greengrass.
Let's talk with Lydia Greengrass.
The name is so long that it doesn't all fit.
And it's sort of a comedy. It's sort of a comedy. Comedy meets reality.
It's a
I don't know what it is. What do you
really,
describe? How do you
I
describe
really
it?
like it a lot. It's produced another one produced by Maria Blasucci. It is
on the Earios Network.
On the Earios Network. Just check it out. It's interesting conversations with this woman Lydia. She talks to various people about various things. But Janie appears on it today in some capacity.
Yes,
it's out now.
But I'm a performer on it. I'm not myself on it. I play a character.
I was trying to be mysterious.
Shit.
I don't want to give too much away.
Okay.
It's really fun.
Oh, wait. Oh, no. Did we? We did. The Rana ask. Well, that was last week.
That was last week.
Okay,
yeah.
guys.
I know.
Mind.
See, it's all blending together. But we've been getting a lot of podcast invitations as a couple lately.
That has been
more than we've ever gotten.
Kind of interesting. What do you think about that? Oh, I'm just reminded of something really horrible that happened in our past. I'm not going to bring it up.
Great. And
do you know what I'm thinking about?
No, I don't. But you can continue off the air to not bring it up.
Oh, can I?
Yeah. And keep it safely in the past. But I think because we were doing this podcast,
you think
people are like, oh, they can do stuff together. They don't hate that.
And they live together and they're forced to stay home.
And everyone's trapped. It's really a podcaster's market right now because we all know that each other, we're all trapped. And so
trapped in the
it's
podcast.
Sort of like, I dare you to say no to doing my thing. Because what else are you going to do?
I had a moment during the pandemic where I still see my therapist through the teletherapy situation. And I was like, I don't know how to like say I'm busy for something anymore because they know I'm lying, but I'm not. I'm not. Like, I'm still busy.
We have been strangely busy. It always seems to happen where it's one day out of the week will be the day where everything happens.
Right.
But I struggle with that as well. But I did a thing recently that I've never really done before, was just say I'm not interested.
What?
What? Yeah, it was a project that I had already contributed to. I was interviewed for.
Okay.
A documentary. And then the guy who directed it wanted to put an addendum in there. Wanted to record additional stuff as to how people are doing during the pandemic, recording things during the pandemic, podcasts and stuff. And he wrote to me a few times, and I've been very bad at getting back to people on email since this all. First of all, I was bad to begin with.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I didn't want to say, but I was gonna say.
I appreciate that.
But I mean, like,
thanks for backing me up. But it's gotten
a good sense. That's good self-awareness.
Yes, but it's gotten worse. And so the guy, after he emailed me, like, I want to say 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't blame him for being persistent. But I wrote back and I said, I think because I was like, well, I can't say that. And then I realized, no, I can say that. And I said, you know what? I'm going to pass. I don't think I really have anything to add.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, fair enough. You know, he was very gracious about it. But it was the truth. You know, I just really didn't think that, you know, like beyond doing this that we're doing together.
Well, there's only so much bandwidth.
Yeah.
I mean, that's sort of where I am right now, because also I'm working on my own projects because I want to come out of this with completed projects.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, wait a minute. If I'm spending like 2 hours here and 2 hours there on your thing, then the day ends and I'm having to like cook dinner and wash the dishes and I don't have any mental capacity for a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like, this is something like you and I run into because like, you're like, you should always be honest. Because we've gotten into conflicts before because I am not always.
It's not that you should always be honest. It's don't add information that doesn't need to be added.
Okay.
Because that's where you can open yourself up to trouble.
They're going to get up into some trouble.
Y'all.
This is so like Southern to me though, because like I'll be like, oh, we just can't because.
Yes, and then an invented reason.
So-and-so's coming by to drop off the thing, and then we've got to do this with the thing, and that, and you know, we'd love to, but we can't. And then they're like, immediately come back and
we've got one of those. I'll just bring one over.
Yeah, tomorrow night we're free, and you know, and it's like, but and then you're like, if you had just said in the first place, like, we're too busy lately to do anything like that.
Yeah,
and it's been like such a long road for me.
Sure.
Like it's been such a long, because it's like
it's not the way you were raised.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, absolutely. Culturally, it's not done. You can't just give a flat, Sorry, I can't do that.
No.
Yeah.
But my therapist said I can.
You absolutely can.
She says, because like sometimes I'm like, oh, I can't see you next week because, and she's like, that's all you need to say.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I can't see you next week.
Yeah.
That's good enough for me.
Yeah.
That's good enough for me. I'm sure I trust that you have a reason for whatever it is that you need.
Yeah.
It's like such a loving, it was such like a loving reaction because that's the problem is I have had people in my life that don't respond with loving reactions. That's why I've had to be,
yes, of course,
like almost like do gymnastics to get out of stuff because, you know, like people in my life with boundary issues that are like, try to figure out a way to take more from me. Mm-hmm. Wait, this has turned into like a weird therapy session. I can't talk about that anymore. We got to move to a different situation here. Anyway, my point is like you can still be busy while under a stay-at-home order, and that like threw me for a loop, kind of.
Me too.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's also okay not to be. It's also okay to be like, hey, I'm processing everything that's going on, and I don't think I can, you know, be present for that or whatever, you know?
Absolutely.
Anyway, this weekend was supposed to be my 10-year high school reunion. We're doing a virtual reunion on Monday. Mm-hmm. And it's weird. I was supposed to be at home. My mom is sheltering at home alone, and you know, that's been kind of
it's hard. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. And like part of me like was like, can I figure out how to drive across the country without touching anything?
That's a good challenge no matter what.
And honestly,
even if the situation were not happening, that is a good challenge. That would be a great, honey.
Because it's like a 3,000 mile trip.
This would be a great show.
Well, first of all,
This would be a great show. Talk about nanny cams. You put lipstick cameras in the cars.
Well, do you get to touch the car? Because you're going to have to put gas in it.
You can only touch things related to the car.
And bathrooms and food.
Well, yeah. Maybe not food. Maybe it's got to be like you have to stay awake
for 3 days. No, that's dangerous. Don't you think?
What if you have two people and they switch off the driving?
I don't know. You still have to eat. That's still 3 probably solid days even. It's probably like 2.8 days.
You can pull over to eat once a day.
I don't know. That sounds like a nightmare because when I go on a road trip, like I stock up. Like I get like corn nuts and Yoo-hoos and like the whole 9. Like stuff is going on.
By the way, those go great together. Oh, I love just a big handful of corn nuts, washing it down.
And then I gotta get like
some chocolate water.
Then I gotta get some BC headache powder and a Coca-Cola for my hangover, and a pack of Marlboro Lights. And then I'm like, good. That is like a road trip formula right there. God. That will get you through.
Pack of Marlboro Lights.
Why not? Hey, I've thought about taking up smoking during this.
What?
Believe me, it's something I've thought about.
Now, you've always been a social smoker, although you haven't in a really long time.
Whenever you quit smoking is when I stopped socially smoking.
I smoked for years. I quit in 2006. Every once in a while, I have a dream that I start smoking again.
No way.
And it's horrible.
Interesting.
It's I feel a horrible sense of shame.
Well, I'm sure it would feel horrible to smoke again, actually.
Oh, yeah. Well, I smoked an herbal cigarette for bajillion one time.
Ew, those are gross, I bet.
It was gross. But I was scared because I thought,
it's going to make you smoke again?
Yes. I thought, is this going to make me smoke again? And instantly, it was so disgusting. I was thrilled. I was relieved. But was
that the first time you'd ever smoked an herbal cigarette, though, in your life?
I may have tried it before.
Did you ever, like, in high school, like, did you ever smoke a clove?
Ugh. I took a puff of one clove cigarette. They're
They're
and
so
one
gross.
Galisay cigarette.
Oh, I've had those a bunch.
Ugh, real
The
harsh.
Frenchies?
Yeah. Like those crumbly French cigarettes.
Gauloise. The Gauloise.
Pardon me. Or maybe I had Gitans, the Gitanes.
Oh, I know.
Whatever
what
it was,
thinking
it was
of.
like super harsh. Anyway, in the dreams, when I smoke, in the dream, it's always like, oh no, I'm smoking. Like I don't realize I'm doing it until I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel a profound sense of shame.
Really?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Wait, we said we weren't going to talk about our dreams, and we did.
It's true. But those are dreams. Those are non-pandemic dreams. That's also boring compared to the dreams that I've been having. So your high school reunion, you're going to do a virtual one.
On Monday.
You went to a school called Ashley Hall.
Yes.
Their motto is where girls are champions.
Yes.
For some reason, when I first saw it, I couldn't remember what it was, and I had it in my head as where girls are made.
That would be weird in science fiction.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't, y'all.
But you had, speaking of smoking.
Oh, yeah.
There was I trip out on this.
I was told that
there was a sanctioned place where you
for
could
the
smoke
seniors.
for the seniors.
Well, I was told that we were the class, that my memory is wrong, that the class before us was the final one that was allowed to smoke in Shell House. And I have memories of smoking in Shell. I feel like I have memories of smoking in Shell House.
But probably illegally. You weren't supposed to be in there.
Yeah. Probably, but the Shell House was for seniors only, and that was like the place we went on the campus.
Right.
And we
Tell
also
people what the Shell House is.
Shell House is like this little tiny hut that is covered from like ground to roof with conch shells.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a couch or something in there. It's probably nice now. It was gross before. And we'd go in there and we'd like talk about how bad we were. We'd be like,
what?
Yeah, we'd be like, I'm dating a college boy, and you know, and whatever, and then we'd be like smoking and stuff, and I mean, it's just what, and then also senior lawn was for seniors only. Senior lawn only seniors were allowed to cross.
In my high school, I don't remember that we had an area that was designated for seniors, but because it was a bigger school, but I believe that seniors were allowed to smoke. There was an area of the parking
on campus.
Lot. Yeah, there was an area of the parking lot where you could smoke, and seniors could smoke there. That seems...
See, isn't that wild?
It's demented.
Also, we were allowed to leave campus for like lunch or whatever.
I think we could do that too.
We go to Taco Bell and I'd get 49-cent tacos.
We were near, our high school was near a Roy Rogers.
What is that? Like hamburgers?
Yeah, Roy Rogers was a fast food place that was, I guess, just East Coast.
Okay.
Which I only ever saw where, in the Philadelphia area. I don't remember ever seeing it anywhere else. And then I never saw it again, but then it was mentioned on an episode of The Sopranos, and I got such a huge pang of... it was like a friend of mine was on the screen. I was like, yeah! Roy
What is this? So
Rogers.
it's still there.
It's gotta be, although the Sopranos is now a while ago.
That's true. A lot of people watching Sopranos for the first time in
Yeah.
their quarantine, which I think is kind of neat.
We almost did a rewatch of that.
I know, and then I made us watch The Wire. I mean, I had to. I just started watching it. It was so good. It's so good.
I just finished I, Claudius.
Oh, yeah, because you're also listening to John Hodgman's podcast.
John Hodgman and Elliot Kalin have a podcast called I, Podius, where they rewatch
That's
limited
cute.
series. They rewatch the 1976 miniseries I, Claudius, which I remember my parents watching when I was little.
Really?
Yes.
You love it. You tried to get me to watch it. And when I say I liked old miniseries, I guess I the Toga thing put me off a little bit. Even though I loved Rome on HBO.
That's why I thought you might like this, because it's amazing British actors, and
I will like
this ancient
it.
Rome thing.
I should watch it.
You can give it a shot again,
But I liked Rome on HBO because it was sexy, sex pot situation.
There's some sex pot situations in I, Claudius. There's nudity, which was...
Come on.
Yeah. That was like a PBS... That was a big PBS thing when I was a kid, Like you could see nudity on PBS occasionally.
Really?
Yeah. Like Monty Python, I think, would occasionally show tits or something.
I was watching the wrong channel.
Oh, I think you did fine.
I want to say my recommendation because I'm very excited that the final season of Bosch has dropped on Amazon today. I love Bosch so much. It's based on these series of books by Michael Connelly. He's like this hard-boiled homicide detective, and it's
Bosch, not Michael Connelly.
Oh yeah, Bosch. Hieronymus.
Michael Connelly's a wimp.
Michael Connelly wrote the series of books, and Bosch is the character who's he's just like good police. Like his gut like tells him, like he can like walk into a crime scene and like be like it was the boyfriend or whatever. Like he's that good. Mm-hmm. Although it took him like his life to solve his mother's murder, but like whatever. And he's got
whatever. We all got our crosses to bear, Bosch.
I'm not saying every case is like a softball. I'm saying also he was like a teenager and she was like maybe a prostitute. They were poor, whatever. I'm just saying that like it's like an LA noir, like a
modern noir.
Modern noir, and he like first of all is shot awesome. Like
it really is beautiful. I haven't seen every episode.
Yeah, Paul's not a Bosch dude.
But we watched the first episode of the new season.
I kind of turned it on in front of him, and then he got sort of hooked.
Yeah, I think I might start from the beginning at some point.
I love it.
Where will I get the time?
I love it, but okay, so like the way that they use LA as a set piece is so cool because you don't see that. Like it's not gritty. It's not gritty. Mm-hmm. And it's not like, sunshine and beach, like 90210. It's like LA in all of its layers.
Yeah. All over LA because, it's
over LA.
Such a sprawling city, but
yes.
The ground they cover in the show and the places the locations that they use, it really is cool, especially for people that live here to see. But if you don't live here and you have an idea of Los Angeles, from other TV shows, check this out.
And I always like eating like at the good places, and there's like a whole blog about like all the places to eat in Bosch, and then and like there's sort of like this Gatsby sort of like literary side where he lives in this kind of like treehouse that's perched on the side of a mountain or a hill, like an LA hill, and he can
it's like a beautiful glass.
It's
box.
made out of glass, and he has all this money because he like won this settlement. It's like he has this whole. You don't even know. You don't even know. Like Bosch has had a life. Okay, Bosch has had a life, and he operates on like pure instinct, but he's not reactive. He's cool. So I don't understand how this character is how he is.
Yeah, he's played by Titus Welliver,
who's like
terrific,
so perfectly cast.
Great on Deadwood, yes.
Yeah, that's right. He was in Deadwood. Yeah, anyway, I just think it's like really, and there's all kinds of like bad politics going on, like bad local politics going on with the police and the mayor and the city and the this and that, and it's just I love it. That's my Bosch.
There you go. That's my Bosch. And please check out my podcast about Bosch called That's My Bosch, where
a limited series.
It's a limited series.
6 seasons.
I cover every episode based on walking in and out of the room when Janie is watching the show and what I've gleaned from
he
that
doesn't
episode
watch
of Bosch.
it. Like I kept like pausing today, and I was like, okay, what you need to know was. His ex-wife was like in the FBI, and like I'm like going through this whole thing, and then I would like continue it.
I'm trying to craft a flimsy fishing rod in Animal Crossing.
This is like because Bosch is not like thin, like it is based on a series of books. So like there's a lot of backstory. There's like a lot. That's why I think it's a cool show.
Yeah,
because. Okay, fine.
I think with Bosch, you got a lot of free airtime.
Hieronymus Bosch. His name is Hieronymus Bosch.
But they call him Harry, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's like there's an artist, Hieronymus Bosch.
Yes.
Okay. Michael Connelly, if you're listening.
If you're sitting next to Hollywood executives,
if you're sitting next to
the casting people for Baby Shark,
if you're sitting next to Hollywood executives, like, can you DM stayfhomekins@gmail.com because I've got something for them.
And also, Michael Connelly, I'm sorry I called you a wimp earlier. It was just for comic effect. If you're listening.
If you're listening.
If you're not listening, you're a spineless little worm.
Listen, you call yourself an Angelino. This podcast is Los Angeles. This is Los Angeles. We are coming to you from Los Angeles.
That's right.
Right now.
We went from our house to Venice today to get Italian food.
Yeah, and then we saw a friend in West Hollywood.
Yeah. So don't tell us, hey, Michael Connelly, don't tell us we're not Los Angeles.
Michael Connelly, we are Los Angeles.
Michael Connelly, go fuck yourself.
Wait a minute.
Huh?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
No, this guy needs to be told.
Michael Connelly, if you're listening, stayfhomekins@gmail.com.
Well, ASMR for Michael
Because
Connelly.
I will write you back.
Bosch looks out his glass windows.
Stayfhomekins.
He sees the twinkling lights of Los Angeles. He thinks upon a crime that he solved
And
years ago.
y'all, he likes jazz. He's into jazz.
He does like jazz, yeah. And he plays vinyl.
He's a jazz aficionado.
He's a jazz bow.
He's a jazz bow.
Yeah.
By the way, Paul has an old bit.
Hey, you can still hear it if you want to check out my old albums.
What's the jazz? What's your
I
jazz?
think that's on Impersonal.
No, I think it's before that.
That was the first one.
You put that jazz bit on Impersonal?
Yeah.
Really?
What are you, my manager? Put that jazz bit on Impersonal?
Wait a minute. I thought the jazz bit was
You thought it was never committed to recording?
Right. No, I thought it was like bootleg.
No.
No, it's on an album.
Yes.
It's on Impersonal.
I believe so. Should I look it up right now?
I don't know. Anyway, I like Impersonal. I mean, I was there when you taped
You
it.
don't have to say it like that. Like no one else likes it. I like Impersonal. What are you, one of my fans? Hey, this one thing you did, I liked it.
I know comedy fans are like that, right?
No, every fan is like that. I'm like that.
Paul has like the nicest comedy fans.
It's on Impersonal. No, I do have wonderful fans. Every once in a while, there's somebody that says an awkward thing, but that's life, Jackson.
What is that from?
I don't know.
All right, well, I guess.
But here's my.
We've got our weekend water. It's time to.
I have a bunch of stand-up albums. Impersonal was the first one.
Oh yeah, Impersonal.
Then Freak Wharf.
I loved Freak Wharf.
Freak Wharf was fun. That's where, my friend Rhea Butcher.
Well, that one.
This is before we
Atlanta.
met.
Was that in Atlanta?
No. That was, you should have told me. Freak Wharf, I recorded in Chicago at this theater called the Lakeshore, which the first time I was there was the most wonderful experience.
Uh-huh.
I was there with Kristen Shaw.
Uh-huh.
We had a great time.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, I got to come back to this theater to record my album. It had changed ownership or something. Now they had it went from being a proper theater to a sort of bar theater where they had two bars in the showroom.
Ridiculous.
They were running during the show.
Ridiculous.
And it was St. Patrick's Day weekend.
Ridiculous.
And you can hear on the recording, you can hear bottles clanking on the cement floor.
Yeah.
But my dear friend Rhea Butcher, they were in the audience before we met.
That's wild. Because she must have been 10.
How old would Rhea have been? Rhea's there's more than 10 years between us. They're probably 15 years younger than me, something like that.
Okay. Well, that's so funny. I remember when you recorded that because you were shooting that Best Week Ever show.
Yeah.
And then you had to leave for the weekend. I can't believe everything they made you do on the weekends when you were trying to launch a new show.
Well, first of all, nobody made me do anything.
I don't know. There was some bad decisions.
That was my idea.
It was, though?
Well, but it was also, we were doing that show. It was like, when else was I going to do it? I could have waited until the show was over.
You could have.
Well, I could have, but I wanted to put out a new album. I don't think anyone pressured me into that. And also, you know what? That also might have been in place before I got the show.
It might have.
Because the show came up very suddenly.
It did.
Yeah.
Well, all I know is that was a very stressful time in our lives.
It was a stressful time in our lives.
Yeah. That was...
But a relationship was forged in flame. Baptism by fire.
Is that...
And now look where we are.
Is that Shakespeare or is it The Secret?
Of course it's Shakespeare.
It's not The Secret?
I'm a man pretending to be a woman pretending to be a man. Is it Shakespeare or The Secret? Another great show. This is 2 hours of power.
That's more like a segment. That's more like a segment
you can't,
on the show. Is it Shakespeare or
Can
The
you
Secret?
Drive cross country without touching anything? It's
I don't
that's
like that
8 to
one.
9.
That one makes me angry. Like I cannot think about that one. That one's upsetting.
I don't want to upset you.
I mean, the point is I'm not driving across country. I'm sheltering in place like they told me.
SIP, baby.
I do FaceTime with my mom, but like she's by herself. I don't like it. Whatever. Life is life. You know what I'm saying?
I think I do. I hope Michael Connolly does.
Michael Connolly, if you're listening.
Life is life.
Michael Connolly, if you're listening, you can have that as the title of your next book.
Michael Connolly's Life is Life.
Michael Connolly.
The book that created the worst seller list.
The worst seller.
Yeah.
Is that a real thing? Is that like the raspberries?
It's not.
The
raspberries. You're so formal.
What are they called?
The Razzies, Dowager Countess.
First of all, you know what
raspberries.
What's the weekend?
What's this I hear? Halle Berry nominated for a raspberry.
You know what I think
for the Catwoman.
I'm going to tell you something that I've never told anyone.
A scoop.
The Razzies
are
fucking bullshit.
This is the thing you've never told anyone?
I've never told anyone.
And what do you mean by that? It's a very provocative statement.
It is?
Sure.
Are you sure?
Yeah, why not?
Because I feel like it's main. I think we're all. I feel like we're all thinking it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just the first person that had the guts to say it.
That the Razzies are bullshit?
They're fucking bullshit. No, they're fucking bullshit.
Why are they fucking bullshit?
They're fucking bullshit. It's sanctioned bullying. It is a shield or a tool to demean and denigrate. Mm-hmm. And I think that is like primitive. I think it's primitive.
I can agree with you to a certain extent. I think that we have all fallen into, we're all guilty of, hate watching, making, like just glorying in the tearing something down and piling on.
We do that in private.
We do that.
That's a friend thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a friend or home thing.
Yes.
That is not a let's have an event.
Yes.
Thing.
Right.
Is it?
I think the word event should be put in quotation marks.
Isn't there an event?
There is an event. I would not say it's quite Oscar level in terms of events.
They have a publicist because I have to see an
do
article.
Have a publicist.
I have to see an article every year.
It's
Someone says in the Razzies, and it's always a woman. Isn't it always a woman?
No, it everyone gets various. It's just like the Oscars. Various people get nominated, but
wonderful.
I think here's why you remember the women is because the women are the only ones that show up. Like Sandra Bullock showed up.
Well, Sandra Bullock's
to
awesome.
Accept a Razzie.
You know what,
yeah.
Sandra Bullock?
I feel like Halle Berry did
Sandra
too.
Bullock. Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock.
Sandra
Bullock. Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock.
Ooh, rock me, Sandra Bullock. If you're listening.
I never in my life did I imagine this was headed to a if you're listening with Sandra Bullock.
I think you're awesome. Like, you're so funny. Like, to me, like, you're an influence on me as an actor coming up because you're so funny and easy and, like, I don't know. And I think you're a good sport to go to the Razzies, but I'm going to tell you something, Sandra. I think it's fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit.
Hey, man, you said your piece, and I admire that.
All right.
I respect it. I admire it.
If you were nominated for a Razzie, tell me how would you go? Would you do
Yes, I would. What else do I have to do?
But would you roast?
Somehow I weirdly got into a movie that people knew about. And then there's an opportunity for more publicity.
Wait a minute.
Sure.
Wait a minute. Here's the thing.
This will never happen again.
Why
not?
I want to happen is that if you got nominated for a Razzie, that you would go and that you would roast the Razzies.
Turn it around on them.
That's what I'm saying.
Like in an Aaron Sorkin screenplay.
Wait a minute. Okay, Aaron Sorkin.
All you internet boys and girls sitting at your keyboards, not realizing the feelings you hurt with one stroke, one caps lock, one return.
I don't even think it's like hurt feelings. I think it's just like, like a negative. I just think it's like a toxic kind of like trend.
No, I know exactly what you mean. I would say that as far as those things go, though, the Razzies are very mild.
I don't know anything about the Razzies, by the way.
You know the one thing you need to know. They're fucking bullshit.
Fucking bullshit.
If I were nominated for a Razzie, I would pull a Brando and send a Sasheen Little Feather. A fake Native American.
And like talk about like the land or whatever. Wasn't that like something about like a protest of the land?
Yeah. It was a protest of the land. And you know what sucks? The land is still here. It didn't work. All right, we have to wrap this up. What are we going to do tonight? What are we going to do after this? We're going to watch more Bosch?
I want to surprise Zoom some people we know.
Oh, yeah. Maybe we'll do that.
Yeah.
We'll fucking intrude on people's lives.
I love when we
Zoom.
do that. Wait, it was better with FaceTime because you just hit FaceTime. Like you're like texting on the thread. That's what happened that one night. Mm-hmm. And then we made Aaron and Krista Zoom with us.
Yes, and we had a great time.
But then Justin and Paget were too.
There were no other takers.
And Steve, they were cowards. Steve's quiet on the thread, and then he'll come in with a zinger.
Every once in a while, you get a ha-ha from him.
Yeah. Then you know you've
scored.
That's right.
You know you've scored.
It is. It's like, holy shit.
It is. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes.
I'll do that, or I'll watch more Bosch. Mm-hmm. Or we were listening to the new Fiona Apple album.
Yes, which we were really enjoying.
It was pretty good.
Listen to that over dinner.
I like that ladies song. That's sort of where I'm at with that album.
Ladies.
Yeah, that's fucking... Mm-hmm. I like the soulful stuff.
You're saying that's extremely your shit.
And with that, we wish you a good a good week, a good life.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
Clean hands, full mask.
Oh boy, she's making it happen.
Clean hands, full mask, can't lose.
Everyone stay safe, stay at home, and stay strong. Take care of yourself, take care of each other.
We're going to get through. We're going to get through.
We're going to get through.
We're going to get fucking through.
We're going to get through.
We're going to get through.
Y'all, we're going to get through.
Y'all. I've already made some post-vaccine plans, but that's like 20 years.
Yeah, me too. It's to be...
In 20 years. All right, y'all.
An old man.
It's to be. It's just to fucking get through. Okay.
All right. We will see you next week.
Next week.
Bye.